This is Grimio again, and I'm going to show you how to build a spear today. Basic foam smithing stuff is needed: glue foam, dab, X-Acto knife, rulers, athletic tape, a little bit of duct tape, and you also need a Nerf football. This is my old spearhead. We'll cut it in half. I'll show you how to do that later. But something that's nice and squishy. And also you'll need a core. I'm rebuilding mine, so you can see it's all messed up. But I prefer a 10-foot core. I'd say anything from 8 to 12 feet is acceptable. Anything below 8 feet, you're probably going to get destroyed at Ragnarok. And anything above 12 feet I think is a little unwieldy, but to each their own. So the first step here is you're going to cut out a piece of glue foam that is 5 inches wide by however long it takes to wrap around your core twice. And then that is going to go on the tip of your spear up here. This is going to make the base that holds your tip. And then before you glue this on, you want to use a little athletic tape. And make sure to cover the top pretty good. This will just be an extra layer to help it from poking through the foam. And if you have a band shop pole, it's probably not going to really be necessary because it's already got a cap on it. And if for further in-depth discussion about the length of the spear, check out my Spear Fighting 101. It'll talk a little bit more in depth about it. So basically what you're going to do is apply the tape. You're going to dab all of one side of this and then most of the other side, and then you're going to wrap it around the core so it's like 2 layers thick, just like that, and then we'll proceed from there. Alright, well, step 1 is complete. I have put the athletic tape on the top here, and I have wrapped two layers of 5-inch wide glue foam around the top, and this is the base layer of the base. Now I've taken a 2.5-inch piece wide of glue foam and made it long enough to wrap around this base once, and I'm going to dap that in place. And the idea here is to make this slightly smaller than the base of your spearhead. So your spearhead's going to go on here, and then it's going to be cinched on and compressed a little bit. So take this piece of foam, glue it onto the top here. Okay, well here's the spearhead with the next layer of foam attached. You can see it's getting there. So now we're going to place the caps on the end of the spear. And you know, if you've got EVA, this is a good place to use at least one piece of EVA. If you don't, just keep using blue foam. It's not really that important, but EVA does last longer than blue foam. But if you're a more veteran player and you have EVA, I would not recommend building this part of the spear with EVA. Although you're going to cut a substantial amount of weight off of your spear, EVA is not, it's like floppier than blue foam is. Blue foam's a lot sturdier. And I built a head completely out of EVA, and it was much lighter, but the spearhead would just flop around when I'd hit people, so it was no good. So okay, now you've got basically 3 layers built out from the core to make your base. Next you're going to need a piece of leather. Alternatively, you could use a piece of plastic, anything hard, and the idea here is just to stop the core from pushing through. So that's going to be glued on first, and then on top of that I'm going to glue on this piece of EVA, and then on top of the piece of EVA I'm going to glue on the piece of blue foam. So you're going to have a sandwich of 3 pieces. You're going to have leather, either blue foam or EVA, and then a top thing of blue foam. And they're all just going to slap on right here. It doesn't have to be pretty, just cut it circular and then dap it all together. Alright, well now we have the whole entire base of the head done. There is the 2 layers of foam that make the base, the 1 wrap of foam that makes the top of the base, then there's the leather disc, a layer of EVA, or if you don't have EVA, blue foam, and then another layer of blue foam on top of that. And this makes your solid base where we're going to attach the head. But now we're going to move on to the half padding. We're going to leave the head to the ends. And so what I've done is taken my ruler and used that as a template to cut a long strip of EVA. And if you don't have EVA, blue film works fine. EVA is just a lot lighter. And so I've cut that out, and I've just cut it the full length of my piece of EVA. And what we're going to do is wrap this around the shaft in a spiral kind of method here, just to kind of show you how. And of course you're going to dap this first before you do it, but you want to see how long this piece is going to be so you know where to dap it, or how much dap to put onto your core. So, and the advantage of doing this in a spiral method rather than just doing a piece of blue film and wrapping it once around the core is you don't have a gap in your padding, and that's definitely bad to have gaps in padding. That's how people generally get injured. With the spear, you want to pad 1/3 of the entire length of the spear, and only do 1 layer of padding on your spear. I see so many spears at Ragnarok that have like 2 full layers of padding, which is just ridiculous. Those spears are so heavy and cumbersome, I can just move right past them and kill the person using them. It's ridiculous. Just use 1 layer, it's all you need. It's not a swung weapon, it's a piercing weapon. You don't have to overpad it. But this is what it looks like. You can see it's all spiraled. And I'm probably going to need another piece almost just as long to come to where my old half padding was. So what you need to do is measure your full length of your spear, find what 1/3 of that is, measure from the tip down to 1/3, and then add your spiral padding to come to that mark. And I usually go an inch or 2 extra just for the stupid weapons checkers that can't do math. And you know, there's no point in having your weapon fail for something silly like half padding, so just make sure you have a little bit of extra. And so now that I've gotten this spiraled, I know where it's going to end. I'm going to mark it with a Sharpie, because that's where I want to put dap all the way up to. And then I'm going to take this off, I'm going to dap one side of it, I'm going to dap the core, and I'm going to put it on. And then I'm going to do a second piece to come all the way down here. And then after that, we're going to put the head on the spear. Okay, well you can see the half padding is all the way finished. And you can see the nice spiral on it and how there's no gaps. It's where I joined the foam. And there really isn't a gap there. If there was, you could just fill it in with a little piece of foam. Okay, the next piece to do here is the most important, is the head. You can use Unifoam or some other dense open cell foam, but I prefer just use a poof football. I get these at Walmart. I think this one was $4. And basically what we're going to do is cut down the center of the football, cut the ends off, and then trim the sides. So your first step is to find the center, and it's got a little, I guess, mark from where the foam was like poured or whatever. So I'm just going to draw a quick line approximately down the center. Cut this. I'm going to use my nice kitchen knife, or a hacksaw blade works well too. Okay, there you have 2 halves. That actually went pretty decently. I got a little off track there, but that's no big deal. So now the next step is to cut a little bit off the top, because obviously that's too pointy. You wouldn't want that going in your eye. So same deal here. And I cut, I don't know, maybe an inch or so off the top, something like that. There you go, nice flat top.